Hey guys, welcome to another episode of my podcast. Today I was thinking about to talk a little bit more about my training book that was written later on in 2019. This book is previous mentions for all of the in preparation for any athlete who is working on increasing individual speed capabilities. In order to complete this method, of course, athletes need to provide a certain amount of knowledge and experience working with heavy loads and complex movement patterns that is required for your own safety reasons, of course, and performing these kind of exercises on the highest level to be sure that you are able to make any progress further. This program lasts for 16 weeks and it is separated in two sections. The first section is also with that contains outdoor working regimen and working on track and field, and also the indoor working regimen that requires the work in a gym. So I split this whole working week in 6-block working week with partial of 3 times block working in a gym and 3 times block working outside on track and field. So it's very important at the very beginning to set your goals, set up your own goals. You need to define your own attitude towards completing this workout program. It requires your whole commitment in order to make any changes after the very end. So this particular program requires a lot of stressful work situations and condition tasks that will emerge all of your attention 6 days per week. So you need to be on your point. So learn how to rest. If you are tired, don't think about quitting the job. Just learn how to manage your daily tasks and take care of yourself. If the workout program is too difficult, then adapt it towards your own fitness level, but keep moving. Progress will show eventually. So, like I said, I have split this method into 2 separate parts. The first one is the one outside at the field, where the course of running intervals will be made. And the second part is the one I have represented you in indoor gym preparatory program, which with all means necessary relies foundation to running economy. So something that we are not able to break through our own speed capabilities and reach that individual performance of our gyms. So that wise it is also necessary to incorporate both of the parts during this workout block of 16 weeks. So the periodization has been made, and I split this periodization in different phases. So the phases of training outside that I mentioned before is split in general preparation phase, main condition phase, specific preparation phase, specific preparation phase during competition, peak performance phase, and transition phase. So I think all of the phases with their title brings up specific knowledge and the message, and brings up the message that we are going to point out in this specific phase. So I will go a little more specific, but if you need any question, you are very welcome to ask me. The training goals in the general preparation phase is to improve aerobic capacity and to stimulate muscle hypertrophy to lay down the foundation for later on what we are going about to work out. And the main condition phase is in these training goals are to improve training capacity further and to improve maximal strength. In the specific preparation phase, training goals are to improve maximal strength and acceleration further. In a specific preparation phase during competition, so training goals are to improve maximal velocity and lactate threshold with broader tolerance, and the tolerance that is for any individual to bring at the peaking point. Also improve explosive speed throughout weight training, not to forget, and training goals are to improve maximal velocity further and to improve stride frequency further. So what does it mean? It means that we want to prolong that maximum velocity and speed for any individual, and to bring that speed for the distance as much as we can. and to keep it that way. In a peak and performance phase, its training goals are to improve speed endurance further and just to maintain that speed endurance that any athlete can manage in this period of time. So by the end of the 14th week, we should be more specific about it, and the last 2 weeks we should just concentrate our peak and performance phase. Transition phase, training goals are to prolong maximal performance in speed and endurance in performance between the competition. So by that time, we will reduce the volume of training and just do the specification what is that maximal performance in speed and endurance are concerning. So the speed indoor training program, the most of the training is based on complex movement patterns and Olympic weightlifting methods. So you're gonna see a lot of power cleans, leg presses, lunges, deadlifts, power cleans, cleans and jerks, front squatting, shoulder presses, military presses, and so on. So I created a very easy chart that you can fill in with your own personal weightlifting numbers, and you can track your progression during this period of time. What I would really love for you to do in this specific training routine is that you should follow the order of the exercises just as I was reading them. The rest between the exercise should be as low as possible, but try to keep in mind to pace yourself. It is also divided for any athlete. If you are a beginner, you should try to reconsider maybe between 45 seconds to 1 minute, maybe the pause between any specific exercise that is written here. And if you are a moderate athlete, try to reduce that amount of pause between the exercise between 30 seconds, 20 to 30 seconds. And if you are very, the A level athlete, you should try to keep that pause as low as you can, between 10, 15 to 20 seconds. After each set, you need to make a short conditioning sequence, either with a running treadmill machine or a running treadmill, sprinting at your fastest pace, then a rowing machine, a ski ergometer, assault bike, air bike, any kind of, or jumping rope, any kind of short conditioning sequence that is included after each workout routine. So these workouts are split also in general preparation phase that lasts for 4 weeks, main conditioning phase that lasts for 3 weeks, specific strength and conditioning phase for 3 weeks, and competition phase for 6 weeks. So as long as we are competing, we are trying to maintain that peak at performance, and by that we should try to be at that higher state level. So in the first workout phase, we should every workout week is divided in the lighter week, medium week, and heavy week. So in the first workout phase, or speed training and conditioning part that is necessary, you need to do 4 sets of each exercises. On a lighter week, you should done between 8 to 10 reps. That is divided from the highest amount of repetition to the lowest. And I divided in this kind of sequence with 10, 10, 9, and 8 reps. On a medium week, you should do 10, 9, 9, 8 reps. On a heavy week, what does that mean? Is that you should increase the amount of weight that you're doing. So that is divided in 10, 9, and 8 reps. So 4 sets of each exercises. What I use as a modeling for this specific situation in the gym, it's a so-called complex hyperbolic training method. What that means is that you should try to increase for each training session for a specific week by 2%, and if you're trying to do it over the course of each week, you should try to increase also the weight but not more than 5%. So for each training session to training session, about 2%, and also goes like for each rep, but not more than 5% during the whole week, during the whole workout week, as you are progressing with the training further. So that's why I created a very clean and easy to use timetables, where you can track your progress, write down your amount of weight, so-called gravity pressure on yourself. So you're trying to lift as much as weight as possible during the whole week, and try to progress from each training session to training session, but in this percentile that I just told you. Basically, as the main conditioning phase are concerned, you also should be doing, as a second workout phase, you should do 5 sets of each exercises. That is the progression that you should do between 5th to your 7th week. So in this specific phase, you should do 5 sets of each exercises, but divided in also a lighter week, medium week, and a heavy week. But we are also trying to increase the amount of weight that we are bringing in, and the numbers as high as possible, but with a lower rep range. So that will be, for example, on a lighter week, 4, 4, 4, 3 and 2 reps for each exercise. On a medium week, 4, 4, 3, 3 and 2 reps for each exercise. And on a heavy week, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2 reps for each exercise. So that is the amount of workout load that you should do between the week 5 and 7. And of course, the first 4 weeks are completed with the workout session, with the first workout phase that I just told you about. With the specific preparation phase, this phase lasts also for 2 weeks, between the week of 8 to week 10. That is the third workout phase, our specific preparation phase. So you also try to increase about 80% of your repetition maximum that you can lift on. So we are trying to keep that amount at each exercise and push it a little bit further and further for each week. So on a lighter week, you should do 6-5-4 method for each exercise. On a medium week, 6-5-3, and on a heavy week, 5-4-3 reps for each exercise. So just to mention, this is a specific preparation phase where you also should include an unilateral exercise. It is important to incorporate for each leg the required number of repetitions depending on the week period that you're in. So sequences are followed also by some kind of conditioning part. So it doesn't matter if it's running on treadmill, driving a watt bike, doing a ski ergometer, rowing machine, jumping rope, any kind of like I said, burpees. You can also do a body weight exercises, but it is important to do a small conditioning part that is written here. Competition phase, so it's a peaking performance phase. This lasts for 6 weeks, so it's between week 10 to 16. So we are trying to maintain this peak performance. So we should do also as a deload week, but also increasing the weights that we are doing between 80 to 90%. But we should try not to overextend it, because we also have to consider the working part that we're doing on the track and field. So as the work outside is at the beginning mainly divided into a middle track distance or running intervals between 200 and 100 meters. While the period is getting longer, we will try to shorten the distance and sharpen the edges at the end, with not just linear running, but also with agility, ABC running, and cutting all of the edges at about that period, but not longer than maybe 10 to 15 meters, 30 meters at maximum. At that peak performance of training, we should try to increase at the amount of loads that we are putting on our body. So a peak performance of training is completely focused on reaching that point and maintaining as long as possible. So we should also do not more than 5 sets and not more than 3 reps for each exercise. And on a lighter week, we should try to decrease and increase method for maybe like 3 sets of 60% of your 1 repetition maximum, 3 to 8% of your 1 repetition maximum, and then just to try to test yourself where you're at, and maybe 1 set also of 60% of your 1 rep range of maximum, then 3 sets of 85%, then 3 sets of 60% on a medium week. So we will try to increase a little bit more. So there will be 3 sets of 60%, 3 sets of 80%, then again 3 sets of 60%, then we will incorporate 3 sets of 90%, and then lower back at 3 sets of 60%. On a heavy week, we can incorporate 2 sets of 90%, and then 3 sets of 65, and 85% as well. And not to forget, the first set should be the lowest, like as a set for warming up. We should keep it and try to lift it up from the 60% point, and then on working out on our 100% at the very end. So after 3 to 4 weeks, so practically about each month, there should be a small testing just to realize where we're at and how should we adjust our athlete management for further on, just to be certain what kind of pressure we should put on our body, and to search for 1 repetition maximum for each individual exercises. So there will be including also the bench pressing, squatting, broad jumping just to see, or high jump, just vertical jump, to see where we're at, and to see in order to make your own training better, it is useful to have a spotter, of course. That is not to forget about, especially on a heavy training week. In addition, to break up the speed better, you must search for your own repetition maximum. So be smart and be prepared to do something like this. If you want for this method to work as well, you need to do a 3 practice session per week. So that is incorporated inside, but it also outside, as I explained it here. So each gym practice session is followed by a workout routine or track and field. So you should be able to see the timetable, and it is of course just a periodization of switching it. For this purpose, I can provide you with both. So please don't hesitate to contact me if you need some personal information or guidance how you should read this book and incorporate it in your own training routine. For maximal efficiency and performance, take good care of your nutrition habits, of course, otherwise you might not be able to reach the level you're looking for. I wrote a simple workout sheet so that you can follow it, a progress for each exercise, weight separated, and to give it more effective feedback for your own good each time when you want to come back and start using this method again. With this sentence, I would like to make a closure, and please just once again thank you for your trust. Please don't forget to share your own thoughts, progression, and etc. Something that is really bothering you. I would really like to hear a comment from you. You can reach me on social media, and also here I would be glad to share your story. After all, we are on this together, so let's get moving, and that is the only thing that I would like to do with you. So take care of yourself and each other. Bye bye.